Hey, good morning. Good morning. All right, there's way too much light over here. So I'm gonna close this down a little bit. I'm gonna put this light on over here to make sure that the light is better. Good morning. So I bet you, like me, a whole bunch of you have got snow. Do you have snow? We have snow. Um, whew, I'm telling you. Oh, there's the button. Okay. I'm looking for the button for my ring light so I can actually have some light. Let's see here. There we go. Okay. I love my ring light. It's fantastic. It's right behind my camera, and it's awesome. If you want to do a lot of videos, or if you're doing a lot of meeting with clients and you don't have great lighting, like these little ring lights are fantastic. And I think I got it on Amazon. It was like $16. It was super cheap. Good morning, Amanda. All right, so um, sometimes, oh, that's fine. Do whatever you got to do. No snow in Cali. Oh, that sounds great. That sounds awesome. Um, yeah, I'm like not happy with all this snow. We got like 12 inches of snow. It's craziness, I'm telling you. Um, yeah, we got a whole bunch. So today I want to talk about three places to find marketing leads for your bookkeeping business, and none of them are on Facebook. Okay, because I know a lot of people are like, I don't have friends on Facebook. I don't want to do Facebook. So we're going to talk about three places to get um, marketing leads for your business that are not Facebook. Are you ready for this? Because I know a whole bunch of people in Empower Bookkeeper Network are ready for this. Okay. I know I focus a lot on Facebook, and the reason I focus a lot on Facebook is because everybody's on Facebook, right? Everybody's on Facebook. Everybody spends time on Facebook. And so that's why, Facebook is the big, kind of the elephant in the room. I want to give you some ideas, though, that are not Facebook, okay? And so, the first idea, okay, and I did this for somebody last night in the Empower Bookkeeper Network. Look for local chambers of commerce. Local chambers of commerce have member listings, okay? And the member listings are public because one of the benefits of joining the chamber is getting a listing on their website. And so, find your local chamber, okay? Now here's the thing. It does not have to be your town, okay? When I did a lot of marketing through chambers, I was a member of 5 different chambers, okay? The thing I want you to do is start with your town, then go to the neighboring town. Some have county chambers, some have like metro area. Like I was looking up one for somebody in BTS, and she lives in rural Iowa, and the closest chamber for her was about 20 minutes away, and it was the name of the city, and it was like the city area chamber, and so we pulled that up for her. And so if you look at that, there's a huge list of businesses there, okay? And once I kind of give you my ideas, then I'm going to tell you what to do with them, okay? So those chambers, and look at multiple chambers. Um, if there's an area that is a little bit wealthier, that you think might have, some businesses that are more in line with what you're looking for your ideal customer, then go over there, right? So like where I live in a very like middle class town with lots of businesses. It's crazy how many businesses we have in our town. Um, lots of self-employed folks. If I go a couple towns over, we get into some wealthier towns with different types of businesses. And so, go where your ideal client is. Okay. Your ideal client may not be in your town. It may be a couple towns over. Okay. So that's the first one, chambers of commerce. Get that listing. Okay. Start going through and like, this is the kind of business I want to work with, and start making a list. You could do this in Excel. You could do this in Word. I kind of like Excel because in Excel I can put different fields. So I can say like, did I follow them on Facebook? Did I connect with them on LinkedIn? When's the last time I sent them a message? Okay. Did I interact with their page this week? Is their Facebook page active? Where do they seem to be more active? Okay. So I like Excel because Excel lets me create lots of columns so I can do checklists and stuff. Okay. You with me so far? So chambers of commerce. Okay. And you can just Google, I typically Google the name of my town, Chamber of Commerce. the name of the neighboring town, Chamber of Commerce. If there's a bigger city around you, try that one. Okay. And see what you come up with. A lot of times, if you go to your town's website too, it will actually link to the Chamber of Commerce as well, if there is one. Okay, so that's a good thing to look at. So Chambers of Commerce are the first one. The second one is your Secretary of State's website, or the bureau in your state that licenses LLCs, okay, and corporations. The reason I like this one is that if you know who your ideal client is, so let's say, for example, you want to work with salons, and I believe we have somebody in bookkeeper training school that they want to work with salons. You can go to the Secretary of State's website. Now, it's not just going to give you a full listing. Typically, you have to subscribe to those and buy them. And I think we did that for when my husband had a computer business. We would buy the lists of all the new businesses that come out. And I want to say it was like, it wasn't super expensive. I think it was like $30 a month, maybe. It was super cheap. And what that will do is that will give you a list of all of the new businesses that are formed. However, a lot of times when the businesses are just forming, they may not be ready for a bookkeeper yet. Okay. And so what you could do is you could go in most of these systems, like in Connecticut, it's called Concord. Okay. So you're going to go, I think the easiest thing to do, if you've set up an LLC in your state, then you know where to go. But I would search for, LLC lookup in name of state. Okay. Or you can go to, if you remember the office that you use to set up your LLC, that would work too. Okay. But so you're going to go to their website. They're going to have a search. Typically with that search, you've got to put in some words. Okay. And so, for example, if your ideal client is salons, then they probably have the word salon in their name, right? And so you could type in salon and see what comes up, and then grab some of those businesses. Okay. Start making a list with those. Okay. And then I would use the same process. So we'll talk about in a second. Okay. The last one, and this is, I'm going to give you two. Okay. There's a website called Alignable. Okay. And I'll put it in the chat. ALIGNABLE. Okay. Alignable. It's alignable.com. Okay. And you can, that is for like local small business networking. Okay. You can sign up for that site and you can start connecting with businesses that are local to you. Okay. Again, this works if you want to do local. Okay. And the other one is LinkedIn. Okay. And I'll tell you how I use LinkedIn. So, the way that I use LinkedIn is I will connect all my email addresses to LinkedIn, and I'll see who in my contact lists are on LinkedIn. Okay. And I will connect with all of those people. For a lot of people, that'll give you a good start. Okay. Especially if you get a lot of email. If you don't do a lot with email, you're not going to come up with a lot of people. Then what you want to do is you want to start going through the people that you're connected with. Okay. And look for your ideal client in their connections, or you're looking for connectors in their connections. Connectors are the people who will help connect you with other businesses. So connectors are typically folks like insurance people, financial planners, attorneys, people that real estate agents are typically really good connectors too. They know everybody and they know all the contractors. So if you want to work with contractors, real estate agents are usually a good way to do that. And you want to start connecting with them. Then if you go through all those people, right, when new people come in and accept your friend request, add them to a list, or your connection request, I guess, on LinkedIn. Add them to a list and then say, okay, now I'm going to go through all those people's connections. Okay. And you start growing out your network. Okay. So here's the thing. So why are you doing all this? Because you're trying to build up a list of leads. And typically that is like the hardest thing for people to do. Cold calling does not work. Like, don't just go to White Pages or go to, you know, go on to Facebook or your chamber for that matter and just start calling people. That's not going to work. Okay. The thing you've got to do is you got to start building relationships. Okay. So what does that look like? So that looks like, let's say you're going through your chamber list. Okay. And you identify people. Do we need the premium on LinkedIn to see the connectors? I was looking and all I could see was people you know and my suggestion. So, okay, so you don't need it if you're connecting with people who you're connected with. Okay? So like if you're doing, so let's say you and I are friends and you look at the people I'm connected to, you can then send a connection request to them because you know them through me. Okay? And so LinkedIn will let you do that. Also, if you wanted to, you can do a premium free trial. And I think it's like 15 to 30 days. So what I would do is I'd have all my ducks in a row. I'd be ready to go through and I'd say this week is just all about me finding connections. Right? And if you can find all those connections and you can go into LinkedIn, if you can find somebody's profile, you can connect with them. So premium is really so that you can do in-depth searches, and connect with people that you have absolutely no connection with at all. Okay. But I've been able to connect with some pretty well-known people, because I'm somehow connected with them within a couple of degrees. So what the premium really does is the premium lets you see more information. It lets you connect with people that you are just not, no relationship at all. And it gives you much more data. So you can see who's viewing your profile and things like that. So a lot of headhunters use things like premium. Okay. Good question. So what are you going to do with this information now that you have this list of people? So the thing you're going to try to do is you're going to try to, whether you get the chamber list, you get the Secretary of State list. So if I got one of those, then what I'd be doing is I try to find them on Facebook. I try to find them on LinkedIn. I would try to connect with them. Okay. And typically if you're local, it will let you connect with people on LinkedIn as well. Okay. So I'm going through all these businesses saying, okay, do they have an Instagram? Do they have a Facebook? Do they have a LinkedIn? Because I'm trying to make connections and I'm trying to see where are they active? Where are they hanging out? Okay, once you have this list, what I would do is I would take 10 people from this big, huge list that you're putting together and always add more people to the list. Okay, but I would take 10 people and I would be checking their Facebook page. I would be checking their Instagram. I would be checking their LinkedIn. Okay. Now, the cool thing with LinkedIn, and one of the reasons I think that people need to utilize it more, and I just went through this today. I just went through my LinkedIn because I had I think I had 25 requests to connect. And so it is perfectly okay on LinkedIn. Okay. Not so much on Facebook, but on LinkedIn, when you send a connection request, you can say, hey, I'm a new business owner in your town or in your county. I'm just trying to connect with other business owners. I look forward to getting to know you and your business better. Okay? You can even be more specific and say, I just opened my new bookkeeping business. I'm looking to connect with, local business leaders. I like the word business leaders because a lot of small business owners think of themselves that way. It's a good way to go, oh yes, I'm a business leader. Click and they'll connect with you. But it's perfectly okay to send that initial note with your connection request, and it's more likely people will accept you if you do. And it is perfectly acceptable to start a dialogue with people right away on LinkedIn. It's kind of expected that you're going to do that because LinkedIn is all about leads and networking and building relationships. And that's not happening on people's walls. It's happening behind the scenes. Okay? And so you can start talking to people right off the bat in LinkedIn. One thing that I like to do on LinkedIn and on Facebook is when I'm connecting with, I've got those 10 people, right? And I'm working these 10 people. Like right now it's the beginning of the month. Okay? So what I would be doing is I would take those 10 people that I'm talking to, that I'm interacting with on social, that I'm like watching their stories. I would take those 10 people and I would send them a message near the beginning of the month that says, "Hey, I just want to remind you, make sure you get your January bookkeeping done. Um, if you're a little bit behind, please, please feel free to reach out to me. I'd love to help you." Okay? Have an awesome day. That's it. Okay? That's it. And you go through your 10 people, maybe you do 20 people. 10 is much easier to manage. Okay? But if you don't have any clients yet, you could probably do 15 or 20. And you're just going through, you're looking to interact with them on a regular basis. Take your spreadsheet and say, okay, I networked on this day, right? Create a column and then check everybody off that you interacted with something. Okay? Maybe you interacted with a story. Maybe you interacted on LinkedIn. Maybe you reached out in a private message and say, hey, I just saw your post and this was really cool. Like you're looking for connection points. Okay? Those people are going to stay on your list, okay, until they either say, no, I'm not interested, or yes, I'd like to hire you. Okay? No, I'm not interested. Yes, I'd like to hire you. Okay? And even some of those no, I'm not interested, I'm going to like move them to another list and I'm probably going to check in with them again in a couple months. Okay? But you need a solid no or a solid yes or else they stay on the list. Okay? Does that make sense? Okay? And that's it. And that's your strategy and that's what you're going through. But I think for most people, the hardest part is finding the people they're going to talk to. Okay? I think for most people that's their thing. And then what do I do once I have those people? Okay? And so you follow those steps. Okay? Now here's the thing. Eventually at some point, okay, you have to make a pitch. Okay? You have to make a pitch. And so it can be a soft pitch. Like it could be like, hey, I'm just following up with some of my connections, tax season. Like I just posted something on my LinkedIn today and I said, okay, if you're an S Corp or a partnership, you've got 45 days, less than 45 days till the deadline that your taxes are due. Are your books a mess? Reach out and let me connect you with one of my certified bookkeepers, right? And so at some point you have to pitch. So you could be going out right now and saying, hey, look, there's less than 45 days left, until the tax deadline for S Corps and partnerships. Are your books together? Are your books ready? Can I help you with that? That's a pitch. It's not, it's not overly salesy, right? But it's something that you can do to help reach out to people. I think a lot of people don't realize, like, oh my goodness, March 15th is less than 45 days away, right? So tax season will be over in 75 days. Yay! I'm so excited. I know. But think about that way, okay? Because if you can get those catch-up jobs right now, right, to get you going, that also gets you in a good position to then pitch your monthly bookkeeping. Okay, so I hope that you found this helpful. Let me know if you have any questions about this. Again, Chamber website, Secretary of State's website for their business lookup, and LinkedIn and Alignable. Okay, let me know if you have any questions. Thank you guys so much, and I will talk to you soon. Have a great day. Bye.